Hello.
What's up, Kenny?
So I was like, you know what? It's been a rough start to the week. I'll explain later. And I'm going to go to bed early tonight. So I was petting the dog in bed. That's not code for anything. Like, Jenny just lays on my chest. 6:46. I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. I didn't see. My phone was on, like, bed mode. Because there's a bat phone for... There's certain people owing you, Keith, who have Liz's number, who it's like, hey, the phone's in sleep mode. Call Liz. There it is. And I didn't think anything of it. And I fell asleep, rolled over, fell asleep. I'm like, oh, my God, this is going to be glorious. And I rolled over, and I fell asleep, and I woke up at 3:20. 3:19. I actually woke up right before the alarm went off. And I looked, and I saw 27 different text messages. I go, oh, God, we hired somebody I didn't even see. I go, damn it. And I saw it. I go, you got to be kidding me. And then I counted 27 different text messages over that tweet. 27 people reached out over that tweet.
Yeah, I got a few. I didn't get that many.
Oh, my God. And it just was like, well, you guys got something to talk about tomorrow. You guys got something to talk about tomorrow. Oh, forget McDaniel. You guys got something to talk about. 27 different friends. Now, I got a lot of friends who I reach out to, obviously. 27 different people over that tweet. And I saw it, and I go...
Are those 27 people that wish we never would have gotten rid of Baker Mayfield?
We're going into... No, there's some of them hate him. Some of them absolutely hate him. Some of them thought... I mean, a lot of them do wish we never got rid of Baker Mayfield because it's still... Baker still would be better than all this. That's where it wins in the end. Like, I'd still rather argue whether or not Baker could get over the hump against Allen and Lamar and all that stuff instead of you and me... As I said yesterday, fighting in a dumpster over bread heels, the equivalent of fighting over Malik Willis and all these other ones. Like, that's still better.
We probably would have been the Steelers over the last how many years?
Yes. And
no chance to win a Super Bowl, but...
And we would be having conversations of whether or not to move on from Baker Mayfield. That's all true. But it still would be better than the conversation that we're having now. Because Tampa's having that. I mean, you said you saw it right after they got bounced. Like, oh, God, like, his contract is up after next year. Is this the guy? You have Emeka Ibuka there who he can't get on the same page with. They fired Grizzard. Like, there's a lot of moving and shaking going on in Tampa right now to try to keep that thing afloat. And you can't count on Mike Evans forever. I mean, he's been a Hall of Fame level wide receiver. But either way, it would still be better than the conversation we had yesterday about getting red face over Malik Willis, of all people. No offense to Malik Willis, buddy, but I mean, we're in the dark times here. You and I are in solitary confinement of Brown's prison, beating on the wall right now, yelling through the vents at each other over these quarterbacks. And so I saw it, but my first... You know what? Let me get your first reaction before I give you my reaction, because you will not be surprised by my first reaction.
It's that Baker was right last year. Last year, I don't know if you remember, but when there was MVP buzz, when they were off to that great start, and... I mean, quite literally, the odds in Vegas were Baker Mayfield, #1 MVP, I think like 5 or 6 weeks through the season. And he was playing lights out.
Yeah.
And he was engineering these huge drives. He was scrambling and taking these big hits and then getting up. And he was, looked like the riled up Baker that we remember that we all loved at early stages of his career in Cleveland. Baker, during one of the press conferences, was asked about how much he's matured, how much he's evolved over time. And I remember very specifically Baker was like, that's something for you guys. Like, I haven't changed a bit. And I was like, you know what?
Great memory.
He's right.
I forgot that.
He's right. He hasn't changed. He's just playing better. So we, the media, descend and try to come up with a story because the story is better. Because the media all dumped on him.
You bastard. You're right.
And so then he started playing well, and it's like, well, what changed, Baker? And they stick the microphone out in front of his face, and they're like, you're a family man now. You have children. I think they announced a second kid, or did they have a second kid? And all the pictures are beautiful.
100%
and
right.
He looks a little older, a little more mature. His body is always
sound
under
like Brandon Whedon. They're a little older, a little more mature.
Yeah. And the reality is, no, he hasn't changed. He hasn't changed. And what drives him, I think, still to this day, is that animosity or whatever is seething in him that he always has. He's been the poster child of, bulletin board material, get him pumped up. And I think that's still him. He's never changed. He's just had an up and down roller coaster career because the NFL is really hard. And he's just not at the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
You're right.
He's not at that level.
You are right.
So he's just being Baker.
I'm glad you reminded me of that before I went and set sail with an opinion on that, because you're right. Now I have to see it through his eyes, because I rolled my eyes and I go, we're going through the cycle again. This is the cycle. This is the cycle. And in the words of Darryl Ryder, constantly majoring in the minor. This is the NFL. So you'll play Atlanta twice this year, and you'll probably split some way, somehow. And I'm sure in his eyes, he thinks he's going to throw 4 touchdowns, 400 yards, and they're going to win 50-0. And it's like, no, it's the NFL. You'll probably lose 17-16 in one of these games and throw 2 picks. Because you remember the Lions game. I will never, ever let anybody forget the Lions game. You win. He wouldn't talk to the media. That, to me, was the beginning of the end, that Lions game, where it was, I'm going to tune up the Lions. I'm going to show you this is how it is. And then, of course, there's the revisionist history of it, where he said he didn't reach out to him. I mean, you wanted the trade. I don't know if Kevin's going to reach out to you and put anything out there. Plus, I mean, good God, everybody's business is out there. So I don't know if he can trust you to not put his business out there in a text message. So if you were Kevin, I don't know if you would text him either.
Boy, trust. That is
is that not true?
Very important word.
Is that not true?
All of this, because I think that's what happened towards the end. I think there was a lack of trust.
Baker's a very emotional man, and I don't know if you'd go, I don't like this either, Baker. I don't think I would do. You don't trust him to not say anything.
I think
Kevin's not going to say anything to anybody he doesn't trust.
I think in the end there was a mutual lack of trust between the two sides.
Probably.
That's why we always have to remind people the Browns didn't just make the playoffs and the next day say goodbye to Baker Mayfield. There was a lot of complicated stuff in between. I think there was an erosion of trust. We've always tried to remind people that, just so people remember. It wasn't just that, why did the Browns get rid of this playoff quarterback? There was so much stuff brewing behind the scenes. And the Browns could not trust Baker. And then when the Deshaun Watson news got out there, Baker sure as hell could not trust the Browns organization.
And it would have been better had they had not made the worst trade in history. Had they had not done that, it might have been better. Even going back to the table and go, you know what, we had a week off. Let's cool off. Let's think about this. That would have been better than bringing in a veteran at that time to compete. Probably would have been better.
Well, we had mentioned at the time. Was it Garoppolo? Was it Carr?
Yeah.
We had mentioned a bunch of different guys that it was because we were wondering if it was reaching a conclusion.
So are you? You're obviously paying special attention this coming season to the Atlanta Tampa Bay games, right?
Yeah, why not? I think they could be a lot of fun. This is another fun storyline for us, especially if our season with a 30-year-old head coach goes south while we're going through another quarterback competition and maybe not winning a ton of games. You got to find some other storylines around the league, right?
I don't know why they can't just see eye to eye now, just like the old former fire. What was the dinner they have over there at the Combine every year? The former Browns coaches club or something like that, which is a real thing that they have dinner at, like that St. Elmo's place. I've only been to Indianapolis one time in my life. There's like a place called St. Elmo's or some steakhouse, and they all get together and have some sort of a dinner. That's the running gag, which is apparently a real dinner.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
it's a different.
We should open up a nice steakhouse in Indianapolis, and then let them come on over here. Yes, a satellite
nice steakhouse also.
Yes. I mean, there's former Cleveland chefs that had opened up businesses and act like they've never lived in Cleveland before. Maybe you want to do something like that. But I do think it's best for Baker to just focus on his future and not his past. Considering how this last season ended, I really don't think he should be wrapped up in things that have happened 4 years ago.
Until the NFL puts him on primetime in week 1.
Well,
because it's guaranteed they're going to play each other.
Now, wait.
Twice.
If you're... I'm not saying it wouldn't be prime time of some sort. You had that tweet. Atlanta wasn't a playoff team, and neither was Tampa Bay, and it's the NFC South. Not known for the best football. Because of Baker's tweet, is that what puts it on?
I don't know. They do a lot of extra prime primetime games in week 1. They play on Friday night.
It feels like every team.
Brazil.
Yeah, every team gets featured.
They do a Thursday night game, which they won't be in that. It'll be the Super Bowl champ and whoever is the hardest team on their schedule. Then there'll be, a Sunday night game. There'll be a 4:25 window. There'll be 2 on Monday night. There's plenty of places to throw it.
You're not wrong. That's probably a Thursday or a Monday. I don't think that's Sunday 4:25 or Sunday 8:20.
We'll see it. I'll mark it down.
I think that's. Please do.
And
yeah.
I'll see you in May.
I don't think that's a Sunday night. I don't think that's a Sunday or a 4:25 CBS.
Just wait till it happens.
It would be Fox. Be America's Game of the Week.
Well, they bid on them now.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, it's still not 4:25 on a Sunday, which is a very big time slot now. I think it's either a Thursday or a Monday night. But yeah, maybe it because got over his tweet. Could you imagine? Because Kevin Stefanski's not going to engage in some war of words.
He will never respond to any of this. You're only going to get Baker's side. So
yeah,
in the
he's
end,
not going to. Yeah,
like Kevin doesn't even really play the leak game all that much. Over the 6 years, we were waiting, especially after he lost his job or a parting of ways, whatever you want to call it. I thought maybe we'd get a little more, but then you remembered, oh no, he's trying to get other jobs in the NFL. He's not burning any potential bridges. He has to, put together a staff of some sort.
Yes.
He was the second coach hired in the cycle. So how often does that happen, by the way? Obviously it happened with Harbaugh this year as well. Gone, hired immediately. How many coaches does that really happen to? It happens in the same cycle.
There's a lot of people. I mean, let's call it what it is. Baker's been gone for 4 years. The Browns have, with the exception of 1 year with one quarterback who's not here anymore, it's been bad. And I think a lot of people want to be proven right that they were right about Kevin Stefanski and his lack. I think that a lot of people out there this morning, when they read that tag or that tweet and hear that audio, I think that they're rooting for Baker Mayfield in that game. I think they're rooting for him. And I think that they are hoping that Baker Mayfield wins it. Let
me ask you, who had the lower approval rating going out the door? Kevin or Baker?
I would say it's Kevin who had the lower approval. Now, I love that you fight the fight against revisionist history, because there's definitely, and we've outed people on it, like there's definitely been people who have, I loved Baker. It's like, no, you didn't. You wrote on my Facebook wall 5 years ago, you did not love Baker. I have it right here. I have the one listener we have who wrote on my Facebook, Baker Mayfield effing sucks. During that, I was like, nope, got it right here. I'll do a side-by-side. You did. Nope. This was your opinion at that time. And there's been plenty of people like that. Plenty of people. So I think now, because it's recency, you have Kevin Stefanski, who was just shown the door by the Browns. A lot of Browns fans wanted him and Andrew Berry gone, but they got half of what they wanted. And so you don't want to be proven wrong by wanting Kevin Stefanski gone. So you're like, yeah. And there's plenty of people who, because again, it's better than what we're talking about now. So they turn out missing Baker, because even arguing whether or not he's a guy that can get us over the hump would be better than the arguments we have about the quarterbacks now. Yeah, there's plenty of people who will be watching that game and hoping Baker beats him, hoping that Tampa Bay beats him. And I still think that Baker, as long as he's focused on his future, he's been a better quarterback. Anything that he tries to focus on in his past and his personal problems with certain people and holding a grudge, it's ended up blowing up in his face. Like every time, it's ended up blowing up in his face. The personal little strifes, things like that, trying to put it on and trying to change some narrative about him. When he just focuses on football, when he just focuses on beating the team in front of him and working with his teammates, he's great. Anytime things start to get personal, he ends up getting worked into a shoot. You know who he is? In so many ways, he reminds me of me, except much more athletic and much better at football. I'm serious. Anytime, how many times does it happen? Anytime I've let things get personal with Anthony, I come off like a nut job. And he just stands there and goes, I can't believe you're talking to me like this, Kenny. I can't believe this is going on.
It's like a daily occurrence.
It's amazing. Exactly. He reminds me of me with him.
That Malik Willis argument was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, got me into a fight over Malik Willis. And I sat there and I go, it's never going to happen again. Yeah, it's going to happen again. It'll probably happen in a couple hours.
We laughed. That
for
was
all I know.
That was
at 7:20.
That was nowhere on the prep sheets yesterday.
And then and it's so bad because it's you, and so it's personal. Like I tell people online all the time, listeners who try to mess with me, I go, you're not Lima. Stop trying to be Lima. And they'll go, oh, okay, you got me. Like, yeah, it ain't going to work with anybody but him. Jason a little bit.